Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on applying to college. First, I just want to say, if you're new to my channel or you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please go subscribe to my channel right now. Especially if you want to see more college help or lifestyle videos, please subscribe and turn on post notifications. Also, if you're watching this, I'm going to be posting some more things on my Depop today, so go check that out. I'm going to link it below. If you don't know what Depop is, it's just a place for people to sell their clothes or things, so go check out my Depop. Okay, moving on into the video. So I have my computer here for my notes, but today I just want to talk about applying to college and my tips for you guys to apply to college. So my first tip would be, don't start too soon. I know if you just finished your junior year or whatever the case is, and like during this summer you've been thinking about it, everybody's been telling you, do your start on your college stuff, get an early start. Don't start too soon. And I say this because yes, you may have all this free time and you may want to get ahead of it, and that's okay. Like, you can sign up for Common App or whatever you use to apply. You can start your essay, title it, you can get your recommendation letters, do all that. But do not go all the way to the end of your college application or just completely finish your essay before, I would say, the earliest I would say is 2 weeks before the deadline, just because if you start and finish in the August or the July or the June after your junior year and you're going to apply to school, by the time October 15th or 10th or November 1st comes, those big deadlines that you need to submit your application, you're going to be a whole new person. You'll go through a whole summer, it'll be fall, middle of fall, you'll be a whole new person. That's a big transitional period for you to do stuff do more community service, join more clubs, find out more about yourself. You might get a job. You don't want to submit anything you don't want to submit anything before this transitional period, because it may be stuff you can add to your application and make your application stronger or a better fit for the schools you're applying to. I also say, don't narrow down on your list or just be done, wipe your hands with the applying by then, because depending on your school, well, not so much now since schools are closed, but depending on your school, you may get more opportunities to find out more about these schools you're applying to, or different schools you weren't considering, and that may change your decision. So you might have your 3 schools that you already love and but let's say your counselor sets up a Zoom meeting for one of the schools and you find out something they don't have moving room in your major's school or something, and then you're oh, I don't even want to go there. So you basically finished a whole application for a school you don't even want to go to anymore. Or let's say the opposite, and your counselor gets a meeting with the school and they're not in your top 3, and you're oh my gosh, I love this school, I want to apply here. So then now you have a whole nother school you need to apply to. So it's don't rush yourself, don't start too soon, give yourself time to grow into your senior self. And yeah, my next tip will be, really do your research on the school you're applying to. Don't just pick this school because, oh, the dorms are renovated, the dorms are new, or it's the cheapest option, or all my friends are going there. Research the school, make sure it's a good school for you. You need to look at all the factors: finances, academic, do they have your major, is their school for your major good? Let's say you're a business major, is their business school good? Is it going to get you a job somewhere when you graduate? What's networking gonna be there? Make sure you look at all the factors that will help you decide if you really want to go into this school or not. Another tip before you actually even really start applying is your attitude. You really need to always think positively about you and your statistics. No matter what, as long as you're doing your best, you're applying yourself to the applications, you list all your credentials, your recs, you do everything you should. Like, just let it be. Like, don't stress your applications. Whatever happens is gonna be for the best. Even if you don't get into your top school or your dream school, like, you will be fine. You will be successful. Like, you don't have to, what school you go to doesn't determine your future. So have that positive mindset when you start applying and when the decision letters start rolling in. Another tip is, do not compare yourself to anybody else. Don't compare yourself to your friends, your peers, your classmates, other people applying to the same schools you're applying to. Don't compare yourself to your siblings, your parents, whatever. You're different. Like, everybody is different. Your statistics are not their exact same statistics. Even if you got the same SAT score, even if you have the same GPA or whatever the case is, do not compare yourself. Everybody is different. Just because they got into this school and you didn't, hey, they might have been a better fit because of something else, not just because of their grades or their test scores. It could have been, oh, we're big on respect and they were in honor society, so we feel like they would be a good candidate for us. Like, it's not always what you think. The application process can be really, like, I don't know, like, it's not easy to understand. Like, people are really reading this stuff and picking based off their school and their attitude. It's not just like explicit, just because you have this score, just because you have these grades, you'll get in. It's more factors than that. So don't ever compare yourself to someone else. Another tip is, be on the lookout for virtual college fairs. When I was applying, luckily everything was open. It was before the virus, so I could actually go to college fairs and talk to the school's representatives, see if the school was good or what was going on with the school. Some of them could give me codes so I wouldn't have to pay for the application fee. So those were, like, benefits of being able to actually go to college fairs. But with everything that's going on, a lot of schools are having virtual college fairs. And not even just the schools, but organizations are planning virtual college fairs for the class of 21 and maybe 22 or whatever happens. So be on the lookout for these college fairs and try to register, see if you can go to one, see if the schools you're looking at are having any or if they're attending any, and that'll kind of give you a better feel for the school too before you apply. And if you're lucky, they might even be giving out application codes so you can get your applications for free and apply for free. Another tip is, see if you know any alumni. Maybe you have a cousin that went to one of the schools you're applying to, or your mom has a friend, or your dad has a friend, or you have a teacher who's an alumni, because some schools do have, like, what you call alumni, like graduates of their school can pass down codes to future applicants so they don't have to pay for application fees. So see if you know any alumni, and not only could that be a chance, but they could also give you a little bit more insight on the school when they went, or maybe they have like a friend who works there or know somebody else who's working there, going there now, and they can give you some more insight on the school. Getting into the actual application process, a tip I have for you guys is, of course, the most widely known application platform I know of is Common App. There are some others, like if you're applying to a HBCU, you can definitely check out the Black Common App. But use those, because even if it's optional and you can actually apply like through the school's website, use those if they're on there, because that'll save you some time and energy. It's easier for your teachers and staff at your school to upload to Common App, so you won't have to go through the process of, oh, I'm applying on this school's website, so I need them to upload there, I need them to upload to the other school's website. They can upload everything one time to Common App and it'll all be on there. And you can do the information questions they have on Common App and Black Common App about yourself, so you don't have to do it every single time for the other schools. Another good thing about the Black Common App, I didn't get a chance to really use that because most of the schools I applied to that actually paid for were not on there, but you can pay once, and I think you get like 4 schools. So make sure you check that out before you like spend money individually on each school, when you can pay one price and get 4 schools. Another tip I have for when you start like writing your application is focus on your best assets. If your grades were not your best asset, then try to like put the spotlight on your extracurriculars. Like let's say you had like a 2.9. That's not anything like horrible, but it's not the best. So let's say you had a 2.9. Don't try to focus on that. Like don't like put in your essay, oh my grades weren't the best, or anything like that. Like try to put the spotlight on all your best assets. That way that'll be the thing that like resonates with whoever is deciding on your acceptance or not, and they're not just stuck with the fact, oh, he or she had 2.9. So moving on to the essay part of the application, my tips for the essay are really just give yourself time to really write this essay. Don't really like go into it like, oh, it's another assignment or it's an essay like a teacher gave me. Like this is a really important essay. Somebody is going to read this and decide whether or not you get to go to their school. So take it seriously, give yourself some time, do some planning, all the normal stuff you would for a good essay. Bullet your ideas, Venn diagrams, however you plan or strategize for your essays. Do all that. Do at least 2 methods of brainstorming. Don't just do one. Talk to some people, some peers, or some peers you know are good writers, or someone who's already in college, got into the college you want to. You can watch some YouTube videos. That kind of helped me. I watched videos like how I got into Howard or how I got into with my essay, and listen to the part where they talks about their essay, because you shouldn't compare yourself to other people, but if you're watching videos like that, these are people that are into the school you want to get into. So obviously they did something well or something right for the people who decided they get in to pick them. So just take that into consideration when you're brainstorming for your essay. And then once you actually start writing, still keep the communication open, be open to ideas. Give it to one of your old favorite English teachers. Ask them for their input, what they think. That really helped me as well. I sat down with my 10th grade English teacher because he was my favorite. And I asked him to read it with me, and he just gave me his ideas, and he told me he thought I was on the right track, doing good. So yeah, that really helped with how I felt about the essay myself. Hearing him, someone I respect and I believe to be a good writer, telling me, yeah, you're going in the right direction. That really helped me push through the rest of the essay and write a good essay to get into all the schools I wanted to get into. Okay, my last tip: when you finish your application, don't submit it. Always have somebody go over it. Probably somebody close to you, a parent who knows you really well and knows your best assets, just to make sure you're viewing yourself or you're showing yourself in the best light with your application. You might have forgot something and maybe they remember, so when they read it, they're like, oh, you can add that one time you volunteered, or that one time you got an A on your project that you had to do alone, or just something that'll strengthen your application. So always make sure you have somebody read through it for you and give you their opinion on it. Okay, so those are all the tips I have for you guys. If you guys want to see any of my statistics, like my GPA or my test scores, you can go check out my how to get into multiple HBCUs video, and I listed all of my stats in there and everything I did to get into all the schools I got into. And if you just want any additional help or insight on my application and college process, you can check out the rest of my college videos. I'll put the playlist somewhere in here, and definitely subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for watching.